Hey everybody, welcome to home visiting. So my name is Dr. Jennifer Francois and I'm going to be your instructor this year or this semester. So I'm really looking forward to getting an opportunity to know you all over the course of this semester. So what I thought I would do is take just a few minutes. Actually, it's probably more like 30 minutes to go over a couple of things. The first is the syllabus. And then the second is that I'd like to talk a little bit about the learning logs. Hold on just a second. Let me get my transcription up and running. So what I would like to do is to talk about those two items. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can see the syllabus here. And let me change my view here to one page and make it a little bit bigger than that. Okay, so for this class, you can see that we are going to be focusing on home visiting and early intervention. And so primarily that is, or really all this class is going to be focused on is 0 to 3 Part C early intervention services. And so we're going to be talking about various home visiting models, recommended practices, working with families. You'll get an opportunity to do some work with the IFSP, learn about some instructional strategies, transitions, working in various contexts. We're going to have some really great guest speakers, are actually podcasts that you guys are going to be able to listen to, which I'm really excited about. I'm also going to be having a guest speaker to my campus section later on this semester, and you guys are more than welcome if you're in the area to be able to participate in it. I'm going to try and see if I can record that so that you guys can have a chance to view it, because the individual that's going to be coming is actually the person responsible for really starting the primary service provider approach that's really being used across the U.S. For the home visiting model of service delivery. So I'm really excited. Her name is Dr. Melissa Sheldon, and fortunately, she's just down the street in Wichita as the chair of the PT program there. So I'm really excited that she's going to be coming later on this semester, and I'll let you guys know more about that when that happens. So you can see my name here, contact information. In terms of communication, the best way to get in touch with me is via email. I really try and respond to emails within 24 hours. Usually Monday through Friday. If you email me over the weekend, it is possible that I may not get back to that email until Monday. So if you are emailing in regards to an assignment or having a question about an assignment, or I would encourage you to try and do that before the weekend, because there's no guarantee that I'm going to get back to you before Monday. Particularly if you've got assignments due on Sunday, please don't email me on Saturday because it's quite possible letting me know that you might not be able to get those emails, the assignments in. It's, again, possible that I may not see that until after the weekend. And so, just be mindful of that. In terms of student hours, I've set aside time to visit with you all from 1 to 2, which is Central Standard Time on Tuesday and Thursday. So you're welcome to come in person if you're located in Manhattan. I'm at Stonehouse. If you're going to do that, I would prefer that you let me know in advance, because the building is locked, and so you can't just walk in like you would in another building on campus. I've also got a Zoom session that I'm going to be on during that time if you want to join. If you have technical questions about IT, please call this number here or email the help desk. They'll be able to help you better than I'm going to be able to help you related to that. I've been at K-State since 2015. Before that, I was in Wichita. I worked at a not-for-profit for children with disabilities and their families. I did that for about 10 years, worked on my PhD at Wichita State. It's in communication sciences and disorders. My areas of interest are language development. I'm registered in pre-service training and education for individuals who are going to be working in the field. I took on a new role over this starting in May. I'm the director of the Kansas Institute for Early Childhood Education and Research. Plus, I am, as a part of that job, also helping to support the research arm, and programmatic evaluation for CASITO, which is the Kansas Child Care Training Opportunities Organization. And so very busy, and kind of going back to this earlier about communication, if you don't hear from me within 24 hours, which like I said, I do try and get back to people within that amount of time, please email me again and let me know. Again, like I said, very busy and get lots of emails, and sometimes those emails get pushed down in my inbox. So the course is going to be focused on home visiting practices, as I said. There are course goals and learning objectives. So by the end of this course, I hope that you have a better understanding of early intervention, evaluation, which I'm going to, spelled wrong, and apply recommended practices, understanding the role of families in early intervention. You're going to get an opportunity to describe and compose an IFSP, understand the difference between early intervention service models, embedding instructional strategies, referral and evaluation, transitions. There's no textbook required for this class. All the readings are going to be posted on Canvas. There's some information here about technology, including like how to buy a computer, or what to do if you have technical difficulties. In Canvas, actually, Google Chrome is the best browser to use. It really works best with that, so I would encourage you to use that. Here's what you need to do if you have technical difficulties. You need to have an active K-State account. All of my messages and information announcements are going to come out through Canvas, which goes to your K-State account. So you could have that email forwarded to another account, but please be mindful that if you aren't checking the Canvas site at least daily, you might be missing some of the announcements that get sent out. Although it does say here, do not forward your K-State to a Hotmail account, so please don't use Hotmail. Expectations. What you can expect from me is that I am committed to your learning, and I'm committed to building a sense of community in this class. My goal is to help you better understand early intervention and that service delivery system. I expect students to be engaged in class. I myself put forth a lot of effort to try and help make this class engaging. We are going to be using small group discussions, breakout groups if we were doing this synchronously, but we aren't. Discussion boards and other kinds of learning experiences that are going to give you opportunities to do some hands-on kinds of things with the material. Again, like I said, I communicate through Canvas, through the inbox either, or the announcements. I'm using SpeedGrader. So if you want feedback on your assignments, you need, or read the feedback, you need to check the SpeedGrader, that information on Canvas, because that's where the feedback is going to occur. What I expect of you is I expect for you to be engaged in this course. So this course is really an opportunity for you to learn about early intervention and what that looks like. Even if you are not planning on going to work in 0 to 3 early intervention, working with children with disabilities, there is still something for you in this course, because this course really talks about how to work with adults, because that's the service delivery model in early intervention. And so I think that there are tenets of the content of this course that you can use and apply to other areas that you might end up working in later on. This class is a 3 credit hour class that translates roughly into about 9 hours of work each week. So you can expect the readings, the activities, the assignments to equal about that much each week. You are going to be completing a variety of different kinds of things, including discussion boards, reflections, learning logs, other applied work. I'm actually probably not going to be doing the live stream lecture. It was recorded last fall, and I'm probably going to be using those. It's possible that I may be going to a live stream lecture. I haven't quite decided yet, but there is recorded content on the lecture. The lecture for this class is really going over the big ideas, which are important things that I've pulled out of the readings that I think that you need to know. You are still expected to understand and know the material that are in the readings, because you might be asked to do work on that at some point in the class. My goal in this class is to make you feel comfortable. In order for this to be successful, you need to participate, you need to ask questions, and if you need feedback, you need to get in touch with me about that. Here's some information on netiquette. Expectations of classroom contact. If we were in person, what would be expected for you to wear face coverings, and then a course schedule. So this is also posted on the Canvas site. So like, for example, for this first week is an introduction to home visiting and early intervention. So you're going to interact with the course elements in Canvas. We're going to talk about some common acronyms. We're going to discuss the history of early intervention. We're going to define evidence-based practices. You get to know a little bit about your case study. I will give you a little bit of a caveat. That is not going to be due until much later on, until you've actually had the information. You don't have the information that you need now to be able to complete that. So here's some activities and assessments that you're going to be doing. And I've tried to give you an estimation on the amount of time that I think it's going to take you to complete those. So for example, you're going to do, say, a scavenger hunt. You've got learning log number 1. I want you to create an introduction video using Flipgrid. Basically just tell us who you are, and maybe something interesting about yourself that you'd like for us to know. You're going to have some discussion boards, brain story modules. There's a syllabus video, this one that I'm, which is actually going to be longer than that because I'm incorporating information about the learning logs. There's a lecture, and then the case study video. Here are some required resources: the IDE website, Brain Story, and some of the readings. You'll also find this on the Canvas site that I'm going to show you, but I'm going to scroll down here. Sorry, I'm going a little bit quickly through this. Information on the points for the class, what my policies on missing and late assignments, makeup work. Just so you know that there are several assignments that are due by 11:59 Central Time on the date listed. The purpose of these deadlines is to help you stay on track. If you can't complete this by the assigned time, you need to contact me as soon as possible so that we can make arrangements. The determination about makeup work for this class is going to be made on an individual basis, case-by-case basis. If extenuating circumstances are preventing you from completing the work, you need to contact me as soon as possible so that we can visit about options that are available. At this point, there are no extra credit options for this class. The final exam in this class is open book and open note. The exam's worth 100 points. It's comprehensive. Once you begin, you'll have 120 minutes to complete. Some other policies on academic honesty, students with disabilities, statement on mutual respect and inclusion in K-State learning spaces, face masks, copyright, academic freedom, grievances, and so on and so forth. And you guys can read through that at your own pace if you'd like to do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to share the learning logs that you guys are going to be completing. So let me change the view again on this and make it a little bit bigger. So almost each week, you guys, or maybe each week, I can't remember. I think there may be a couple weeks where you guys don't do these. What I'm going to be asking you to do is to complete a learning log for the modules. And so this is just a way for me to know how well you're digesting the information, questions that you might have, and really a way for me to hold people accountable for the reading that's related to this class. So this is learning log for module 1. So this is an introduction to home visiting. So what I would like for you to do, and I'm going to actually post an example of a learning log from another class that you can see. So a student completed, that's really kind of giving you a framework for what I would like for you to do for this class. So I would like for you to, in this section here, talk about any new terms or ideas from the readings or videos. What I'm really hoping is that you're including the term and a little bit of information, not just the term here. The second one is any evidence from the content that influences my perspectives as students and my role as an educator. So in this section, what I would like for you to do is to write down information that you feel is going to be influential from your perspective of maybe the students that you work with, or maybe your role as an educator. And so that could be a thought or a quote from the reading material. Maybe it's something that you saw in the videos. And how does this support your teaching and learning? So maybe I saw something in the video that talks about how working with families of young children helps support them so that they have better success in school later on. So how does that support my teaching and learning? I mean, it supports my teaching and learning because now I know the importance of working directly with families, providing families with information on early childhood development so that they can help support their child so their child can be successful later on. So that is kind of what I'm talking about there. How would you rate your understanding of the readings this week? This is like, I really didn't understand. This is, yeah, I understand absolutely, and kind of anywhere in between. So just kind of pick one. What I would like for you to do here is to explain why you rated your understanding the way that you did. So please put something in this box as well. This next box is what are 1 or 2 important takeaways that you learned from the reading this week. I want you to describe in detail the connection you made to this material. So in this section, I'd like for you to put 1 or 2 ideas that you learned from this week's readings, and I would like for you to describe the connections you made. So how did the material that the important takeaways that you identified, how does that connect with what you do as an educator, or what you're planning on doing as an educator, how you work with children, how you work with families? So the idea here is that this is not just 1 or 2 sentences in length. I'd like for it to be a little bit more. I want you to put some thinking in this and to really think about those connections to the material, to your own professional and personal life. So this next one is I'm interested in learning more. So usually this box right here is specific to the readings or specific to the content for the week. So for this week, the question is, I'm interested in learning more about your experience with early intervention. Tell me a little bit about what you know about early intervention, what you'd like to learn more about, what do you feel is the purpose of early intervention. So I would just encourage you that on this one, when you get to this like 3rd or 4th box here, that you're really paying attention and that you're answering every single question that is listed here. So just be aware that there's going to probably be multiple questions, and I'd like for you to address each and every one of them. I'd like you to put some effort and thought into answering these questions. Think about them critically and really reflect upon the questions. This next box is usually for questions, comments, or feelings you've had about the material. Please include information there. This box right here is how can I support your learning? Please include any information that you think is relevant for me to know to help support your work throughout the class. What questions do you still have? Any questions that you still have regarding the readings, the materials from the week, I'm happy to answer those in a separate announcement, in a separate video. I really would like to address them as best as possible. Okay, so that's the learning log. Then really quickly, what I would like to do is, if I can, if it's on, it is, perfect. So I'm going to talk, I'm going to actually share my screen if I can get to the Canvas site here really quickly and just show you what that looks like from that perspective. So this is your Canvas site. There's a welcome video. Syllabus is here, early intervention case study, and then it goes down. These are all the things that I would like for you to complete. Basically down here, it says complete and submit, review, read, everything that you need to know is here. You can get to this from the modules page. Module number 1, module 1, objectives and task list. This is going to tell you every single thing that is available and do your reading, everything this week. I would encourage you to make sure that you're looking at that. On the module number 1, you've got everything listed for your assignments here, scavenger hunt, and then the readings for some of the readings for this week. So I would please be sure that you're reading through these pages. There's usually lots of videos associated with them, other kinds of resources associated with them. And so it's going to be important that you look at those for the class as well. So that is the syllabus in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions about anything related to the readings, to the syllabus, to any of the other content, please reach out and let me know, and I'm happy to talk to you more about it. Have a great first week, guys, and we'll be talking soon. Bye.